Lagos generates the highest internal revenue among all other states in Nigeria. This makes the city of Lagos the 11th largest economy in Africa. This is progress. This is the City of Lagos TV show where we talk excellence. Thanks for joining us. Since the beginning of the year, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's official engagements have been targeted towards sustaining and consolidating on strategic alignments, solidifying partnership and collaborations, projecting and discovering new frontiers to position Lagos as a global brand. All this played out in the various courtesy visits to Mr. Governor by various organizations, high-profile personalities and groups, as well as local and international engagements. Sit back as we bring you a comprehensive news catalog of what has transpired so far from the Governor's office on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Thanks for joining us. And now straight to the news. The recent courtesy visit by the leadership and members of the Nigeria Air Force Officers' Wife Association, NAFOWA, led by Mrs. Ngozi Aneke, brought to the fore the significant similarity between the goals and aspirations of the association with that of the Lagos state government, especially in the areas of healthcare, advocacy, women empowerment, education, and child welfare. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the leader of the NAFOWA group emphasized the need for strong partnership, collaboration, and strategic synergy to strengthen alliance to drive development and people-oriented reforms in Lagos State.
Lagos State holds a special place for the Nigerian Air Force and by extension, NAFOWA. It is home to key NAFOWA formations. This means that a significant number of our members and their families live, work, and raise their children in this vibrant dynamic states. We are in many ways part of the Lagos State community. We therefore see this visit not just as a formality, but as a strengthening of a natural alliance. We recognize the transformational strides being made in Lagos State under this current administration. And we believe that associations like ours, NAFOWA, can be veritable partners in complementing the government's efforts, especially at the grassroots level. Your Excellency, we have come here today not only to honor you and to formally introduce the organization, but to also express our desire for collaboration, sir. We believe that by synergizing your extensive reach and influence in Lagos State with our grassroots network and humanitarian drive, we can amplify impact as well. We would be honored to explore areas where NAFOWA Lagos chapter can also, work alongside your office on specific intervention. I'm here today with the wife of the chairperson, Lagos Mobility Command. She's here with me today in my entourage. In supporting your existing programs or in areas you identify as needing additional focus.
The objective of NAFOWA is service to humanity, and that's a very strong and very credible, words. And you've also expressed to us some of the areas in which you've seen as engagement, empowerment for your people, child welfare, on health issues, mobilizing the grassroots. These are all laudable things, and ensuring that your local community feels your impact. I think they are commendable, right? For us as Lagos, it fits very well with what Madam First Lady also believes, and also the Ministry of Women Affairs, special duties, and some of them are also doing. And so we can see commonality, but the main thing is we all need to do it more, faster and quicker. We have a huge population in our country. We have a large population in Lagos. So our interventions have to be very deliberate and intentional so that people can feel it, people can understand why we're doing what we're doing, and we can help our people, to be better citizens, to be better, officers, to be better human beings for themselves and for their family. And so it sits very well with what we're also about as a government. We're a government that wants to transform, improve the quality of our citizens, improve quality of life, give education to the needy, give health support, encourage the vulnerable in our society, give strong empowerment, the people that truly, really requires them. Government to show up. We signed a budget which we call the budget of shared prosperity. It's a 4.4 trillion budget in which we want every citizen of Lagos, directly or indirectly, to have a benefit. And there are different ways in which you can benefit from. The schools we build, the hospitals we build, the roads we build, the empowerment we give, the various things that we do. We believe it will touch you directly or indirectly.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, received in audience the Director General of the Nigerian Law School and key directors on a courtesy visit to Mr. Governor's office. The DG, Dr. Mrs. Olugbemisola Odushote, who used the occasion to thank Mr. Governor for his past infrastructural interventions to the school, equally requested for more strategic supportive interventions.
Number one, we have come to say thank you to Your Excellency. Over the years, you have assisted the Lagos campus of the Nigerian Law School, but also to seek your intervention regarding accommodation and the housing matters affecting my colleagues at the Lagos campus. Now, on the 16th of December, sir, you promised that you were going to, last year, 2025, that you were going to acquire 213 Bushiri Road, the property where law school started. Now there was a bit of litigation and that place was acquired or taken, repossessed. Our colleagues, their properties were thrown out. It was a traumatic experience. And so we wanted to remind you, sir, of that promise, particularly because another session is starting very soon. Number two, we also want to seek your intervention in providing immediate accommodation for them, pending the time some projects are completed by donors to the campus. And also, ultimately, our staff from Lagos or Yoruba or Southwest are scattered all over. We have the cooperative society, so we'll also appeal to Your Excellency if you can give the cooperative society a large expanse of land so that we can allot to members of staff who would want to build. So those, for now, today, sir, are modest requests, Your Excellency.
On his part, Governor Sanwo-Olu assured the DG of his government's readiness to do the needful as requested.
We realize that, each and every of our stakeholder needs to be taken care of in one form or the other. It's not only security, we do that for a whole lot. We've done extensive renovation and building in University of Lagos, in Yaba Tech, in a whole lot of other federal establishments that we feel this is home, for them. And so it's not out of place for us to continue to lend, our support. We're still on track. In the other request, which is also still accommodation, part of the challenge that we have is, Lagos, as big as it is also very small. Extremely very, very small, and it's an extremely very congested place. I would not be able to make a commitment to say that additional accommodation will be in XYZ, but we'll look at it once we're able to, to put this behind us. And maybe if you talk to the commissioner, maybe part of the houses we're trying to keep for the magistrates, maybe if the number speaks, maybe we can give the law school 1 or 2 or 3, I don't know what number it is, And they've actually also challenged us to say that there are some other small, I don't want to mention, that are doing stuff that, we need to, since we are number one, Abi, so we need to be able to, and rightly so, because we know that the population is here. The beneficiaries, the eventual beneficiaries of the learning and the training, all our people here. A lot of them want to come back and settle in Lagos. The demands are here, the requests, and this is also where very many learned, and Silk, are all residents. So we feel to support very, very well.
The 46th Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, A.A. Mustafa, and his team found it expedient to pay Governor Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit, not only to thank Mr. Governor for his collaborative support to the Naval Command since he assumed office, but to also intimate Mr. Governor of major significant efforts and operations of the command to keep Lagos safe as the maritime gateway to the country. Mr. Governor equally attested to the fact that the command has been proactive and result-oriented. He equally pledged his government's commitment to foster the good working relationship with the Navy.
The purpose of my visit is to formally introduce myself to you as the 46th Flag Officer commanding Western Naval Command, and also consolidate the existing cordial relationship Lagos has always extended to the command, being the host to the command, and also the Nigerian Navy at large. So, needless to mention, Lagos is the economic powerhouse of the country and critical to achieving Nigeria's blue economy aspirations. Lagos accounts for over 80% of maritime commerce in Nigeria. So the maritime and coastal tourism is actually gaining traction. We see the scenic beaches of Ilashi and other parts of Lagos. Studies also has shown that Lagos has the capacity of 5 gigawatts of offshore renewable energy, meaning that in the near future, Lagosians will pay nothing for electricity and you probably export to other parts of the country. So with all these potentials, we have also the largest refinery in Africa is here in Lagos and 6th in the world, Dangote, with a new also the deep sea port coming through. So meaning that Lagos is a state that shouldn't be played with in terms of security, because any security breach would affect even the common man on the street, especially from the maritime gateway. Since assuming command, I started by launching an operation tagged Operation Omi Aileu, means calm waters in Yoruba, and by deploying 2 additional vessels at sea throughout the night till morning every day. We also conducted multi-faceted operations using helicopters around critical national assets and infrastructure. I also launched an operation called Operation Safe Ember, because we received an intel that some hoodlums are trying to take advantage of the peace Lagos is enjoying during the December period to perpetrate some acts. And as you're aware, I'm also the commander of Southwest Operation Awase, meaning that I cover the entire Southwest Joint Operations with the Army and the Air Force under me. And so I leveraged that to launch another exercise called the Ember Guard. Having also worked in NSA's office, I have access to some very, very critical intelligence which I share with critical stakeholders to make sure that we all work and achieve the common purpose of keeping Lagos safe. But sir, we wouldn't have done anything without your doggedness and commitment to security in the state, which is very, very obvious, sir. The peace that this state has enjoyed under your stewardship and leadership is very commendable. So the Commander Beecroft is here. He is the point man when it comes to our operations. So we have seen how you support the operations, the remunerations for the personnel. You don't delay payments. Recently also approved about 100 vehicles for the security agencies, which was launched. And this shows commitment. You are not playing, walking the talk, Your Excellency. And I want to assure you of Nigerian Navy's resolve to support your initiative, your vision, to share your vision in sustaining the peace in this state.
We've actually had a very long history, working good relationship with the Nigerian Navy for various dimensions. The fact that Lagos is also maritime, very strategic. It used to be the capital of the country. And so it means that there's been a lot of Nigerian Navy assets that have been domiciled and have been kept, here. And I think also in the era of the last administration under late President Muhammad Buhari, and a few presidential visits that I had to specifically for the Nigerian Navy at different times. I think in the 4 year when I was, my first tenure, I think I did receive him like 3 times in one Nigerian Navy activity or the other. So that gave me a lot of insight, and it gave me opportunity to also see and appreciate, the extent of the command, and also the amount of fleet and the capacity and the capability of the Nigerian Navy. Very enviable, and I want to commend you and say that indeed we are happy with our relationship with the Nigerian Navy. And like you've said, we can continue to improve upon it, and we can make it even better. But there are a lot of things you've also brought forward, which is your experience, having worked in other command and also specifically in the NSA office, had given you that bird's eye view. You've also analyzed, things that have happened the last ember months, and you've seen a trend. We're indeed happy that largely and relatively Lagos was very safe and peaceful even during those periods, and it was all due to the very proactive security architecture and the level of working amongst our various security operatives, and which I believe will continue to do.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, attended the 9th-day spiritual prayer in honor of the transition of Akran of Badagry to show his last respect to the revered traditional ruler. The governor described the late traditional ruler as an outstanding traditional leader in all ramifications, who have served the people and the state meritoriously.
Is the paramount vice chairman of the Lagos State Council of Traditional Rulers. Is to him, to that seat in Badagry, and it can only remain with him. Akran of Badagry is an institutional name that all of you need to be proud of in the story and in the history of the country. The Akran of Badagry is one traditional title that is outstanding and is very distinguished. And it's something that Badagry needs to be proud of, because you have a very strong and rich history. You have a very, very, very strong history, not only in Lagos State, but in the country. It was the birth and the cradle of Christianity in the country. It has several firsts in this country. And so, to look back and to come here and come and honor our father, our revered traditional leader, is a thing of joy for us as a government. And that's why I stand here with all sense of responsibility that we will not leave the family alone, we will not leave Badagry alone. We'll ensure that everything that we need to do now and for the rest 3 months will support you.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently held another session of breakfast meeting with chief executive officers of corporate entities in Lagos to re-emphasize the need for corporate and institutional financial support to sustain, reinvigorate, and empower the Lagos State Security Trust Fund to meet its obligations, operations, and expected objectives. Mr. Governor, who went down memory lane with regards to its establishment, noted that with adequate and sustained inflow of funds from the corporate world, the Lagos State Security Trust Fund will no doubt justify its mission to improve the security and safety of lives and businesses in Lagos.
The story of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund is a story that dates back almost 17, 18 years now, when BRF was just appointed the governor then, and I was Honorable Commissioner for Establishment, Training and Pension. And it wasn't such a difficult decision, a call to make at that time, because it was clear to some of my friends that are here, people in the banking industry, what led to us setting up the fund then. It was not only needed, it was strategic, it was important. And I had the opportunity to be the then, as you can say, the first chairman, the first executive secretary, the first everything on that on that front, and we started the journey. We really never knew what the future would hold for some of us. And the current chairman was the MD of Sky back then. He also had contribution. The current deputy governor was also in the cabinet. The current chief of staff is a security man himself, so he also has contribution. So you can see that some of us have that 17, 18 year even history, around this room. But the beauty of it is that since we launched the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, on a year-on-year basis, we have not missed one town hall meeting. And so when we started with the 77, and people never believed that people could pick it, I'm sure even if you still try this morning, 767 or 112, somebody on the other side will still pick it. We still kept, the 120, 130 call center, and we're pushing it, and we're pushing, and we're pushing, and we're pushing. That's the kind of a story that the fund had come to be with. And there's been several times in which we've come to the rescue of our citizens. The fund has come at the very dire needs, of the Nigerian police, all security architecture. And you see, the beauty of this is that on a year-on-year basis, and you can check, Lagos State government has never, taken a back seat on their responsibility. We still fund well over 50% of whatever it is that happens on a year-on-year. But we wanted it to be inclusive. We wanted it to be something that the private sector can trust us with, and they can see that their support at all times is always judiciously used, and it has not just accountability, transparently deployed at all times. And that's why from the beginning, we've kept a very lean government support there in terms of the structure and the governance structure. But it's serious, and it's serious business, right? They put forward there that we're trying to raise up to 20 billion. I can tell you, even before coming here, I've been able to raise 10% of that. Every organization at some point needs freshness, need new idea, new discoveries, and new things. We're rebuilding the command and control center. We need to completely have the state-of-the-art equipment that will be put in there. We're installing CCTV cameras. We started with the Safe City model. We thought we were going to be able to do between 5,000 to 10,000 cameras for Lagos alone. We've done less than 1,000, but we want to scale it up. We want to put it at. Security now is not just about, yes, it's good to be visible. That's why you see they do show of force. They have to also, go around with 100 patrol vehicles and say to people that we're here. If you try not say we're able to take you out. But it's also intelligence-led.
One major event that took place early this year was the signing of the 2026 Appropriation Bill into law by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. After assenting to the bill, Mr. Governor noted that the budget, which was christened a budget of sharing prosperity, will to a large extent deliver on his administration's commitment to ensure progress in all facets of development for a greater Lagos.
2026 Appropriation Bill, which is a total of 4,544,509,776,438 naira only, which is a total final budgetary figure that the most efficient State House of Assembly in the country has graciously brought forward for our accent. On behalf of the people and the government of Lagos State, let me thank the House of Assembly, but let me congratulate ourselves. This is a budget that you have had your full input into, you have scrutinized, you have dissected, and you have taken your time to do the very constitutional provision, which is enshrined in our constitution independently, to do due diligence. I want to thank you for the work you have done. Lagosians will indeed thank you. We will notice that there's a slight increase from what we put forward, but that goes to show that the independence that you have, and the fact that you believe that Lagosians actually also deserve more, and the fact that you believe that we also can do more. So we're excited and we're happy with the bill that you have brought forward here to us. For us in the executive, it is another opportunity for us to do the work and do it well. It's a budget of shared prosperity, has been properly christened, and sharing prosperity meaning that it's an inclusive government. It's a budget that must carry everybody along.
His Royal Highness Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, the Olubadan of Ibadan land, recently paid the Lagos State Governor a courtesy visit in appreciation for the huge support from the governor and the people of Lagos State during his coronation. In turn, Governor Sanwo-Olu did not only eulogize the Oba, but praised him for his humility and great leadership contributions to the country, having served in various capacities.
I'm here to say thank you to Mr. Governor for the role he and the Gaussians played during the coronation. They made it worth my while, and they also saw that the Ibadan people were unanimous on the fact that, yes, this is our new Olubadan. And, of course, to whom much is given, much is expected. So anytime you are praying, please pray for me. Because the expectation of Ibadan people is so much. And the Lagos people also played, in fact, nearly all the Obas in Lagos were there.
His Royal Majesty Oba Rashid Adewolu Ladoja, the Olubadan of Ibadan land, we call your name with all reverence, sir. We thank God for your life. We thank Almighty God for sparing you, for your leadership in our country, for the several years that you have served this country. And now your people also agreed that you come and also serve them, and you graciously accepted. Our prayer, sir, is that your tenure would not only be long, it will bring transformational developments to the entire Ibadan land and Oyo State and Nigeria in general. God will spare you, God will give you renewed energy, will give you strength, will give you wisdom to be able to rule and rule well. We are indeed happy that stepping out of Oyo State is Lagos, which you rightly said, which we are accepting and agreeing, which is the beacon of your own adulthood, that you remember us to come in and say thank you. We are indeed appreciative of it, sir. We take it with a lot of nostalgia, knowing fully well how revered and how important your stool is. If you have summoned all of us to appear, we will have done so, sir. But with all sense of humility, you have come to show appreciation. We thank you very, very, very much, sir.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and the Chief of Air Staff, Sunday Kelvin Aneke, has both pledged to continue to sustain strong partnership and collaboration to improve the security architecture of Lagos State. They both made this pledge during a courtesy visit by the Chief of Air Staff to Mr. Governor in Lagos.
It's profound honor, sir, for me to have the privilege of coming to Lagos State. This is one of the earliest assignments I have done, and that's to mark the important and strategic nature of Lagos State. And the Nigerian Air Force and Lagos have a long-standing relationship. Lagos is one of our earliest and major Air Force bases, so we can't just stroll in and stroll out without acknowledging the wonderful things you have been doing for us. On behalf of the Nigerian Air Force, officers, men, and civilian staff, I'd like to say a very big thank you. Seeing is believing, and you can't hide good things. It is clear with the infrastructure, the train services, and all the major things you are doing for the state. Lagos State is the heartbeat of Nigeria. The world is evolving and changing. So are the security challenges. And like I said, Lagos is always a step ahead. And right from when I was a young officer, Lagos State has always led the forefront in investing huge amount of money when it comes to security issues. And like I said, the world is changing and everybody is going scientific and smart. and I'm aware that you have been in the forefront. I get good reviews and reports from my staff officers of all the funds, the effort, the concern, and attention you give the Nigerian Air Force. We are specialized in the field of unmanned aerial vehicle, and I know that you're thinking along that line. It makes your job a lot easier. What you can see from the air, it takes somebody 3-4 days to see on the ground, and it's going to be of great and immense benefit to the state if we continue the level of partnership we are going with. We have built capacity and competence over time, and we have specialists in that field. Sometimes people rush into some of these things, and you might get the equipment, but you might not be efficient and effective. So we are open and ready to partner with you, sir. If you collaborate with us, sir, you will ensure you get the best equipment, and if you need us to man it for you, we will man it for you. We have people who have built 25 years of experience on this field. It goes beyond just having a drone or an unmanned vehicle. You need to know the type of cameras on it. There are different, just like a phone, there are different levels of cameras, there are different levels of engines, there are different levels of machineries you need for you to operate. And I'm sure the Air Force will be of great benefit to you.
The Nigerian Air Force and the Lagos State government have been in partnership for a long time. Their strategic installations and their strategic facilities that you have in Lagos, which we cannot but continue to, ensure that we boldly safeguard them. It's an honor for all of your men to join you on this trip today. And of course, you've always sent to us competent and capable officers that will continue to exhibit professionalism at all levels. We know that Lagos is important and strategic to the economic progress of our country. And so we continue to, lead and provide that support. The request around having a base around the international airport, it's also well noted. Of course, it further strengthens the capacity, and the security component of the airport. If you don't have, you have an Air Force base not far from it. So we'll take note of it, and you're right. It's also surrounded by water. So I know that the Nigerian Navy and the Nigerian Army, they've all made, attempts before now, but never mind. So we probably will just continue to work with your men and wish you all the very best, and we're here to continue to render support at all levels.
The courtesy visit by the global president of China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation to the Lagos State governor brought to the fore the tremendous partnership, collaboration and synergy between CCECC and the Lagos State government, especially in the area of infrastructural projects. They both attested to the fact that tremendous progress has been made so far.
My main comment is to express my appreciation to you and your good team, to the support to my team. As you have mentioned just now, actually these gentlemen, they have been working in Nigeria for many years. They have become local, and I'm so happy that actually CCECC Nigeria is also a local company. We always say CCECC, although it's a Chinese company, but we developed in the overseas, and we started our business in African countries. So especially in Nigeria. So we have been in Nigeria for more than 45 years, and we have a very good development in this country. It's because we have the strong support from our boss, from the good government, and also a lot of friends in Nigeria. This is also gave us a strong confidence on the development of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Before coming to you, actually I went to several projects we have been carried out. So my team now, they are working, on site very hardly, and I asked them to deliver the product on time with a good quality. So, and also we are not only doing the construction works, but also we are investing in Nigeria. Thank you so much. For example, we have invested a building product, the eco flights, and we are going to invest more in the future. So as I've mentioned that, we have the strong confidence in development in Nigeria. Actually, although this is my first, I'm new to you, Your Excellency, because in CCECC I was working in other area, in Southern Africa countries and Asian countries and other area. I came here 20 years back. That's 2004. I clearly remember that I went to that LIFC. So that's the start, very beginning. Now LIFC already grows, very quickly. Now it's very good. So we also have very good cooperation in these products. And I have also seen that there is a great development of the city. So I think it's because of your excellent leadership and also the hard working of your good team.
So we're happy that you've seen the growth in the last 20 years, and you've seen what the country has developed, especially Lagos, and what CCECC has been able to do with us over those years. We're happy. We congratulate you for being the president right now. We believe it's a time for us to strengthen and deepen the relationship. I know all of them. They're doing very well. They're doing very well. And they work well with my people. We don't have any problems. Yes, sometimes we owe. Yes, I know. But I push them. This John, he likes money too much. To pay. This John. But we have a good relationship. At very short notice, they can help. And we've developed so many things together. The blue line, the red line, was all thanks to the support of CCECC. I'm coming to China maybe in April or something, when the red line will be ready, in Italian, so that we'll see before they ship it out. So we've built a good relationship. We've built so many things together, and there's still a lot of opportunity to do more. There's still a lot that can be done, both here in Lagos and also at the federal level. And I think they're doing their very best. They need to be encouraged. I like the fact that CCCC is now investing. I did a groundbreaking for the tower building, and I'm sure they'll be completing maybe later this year. Make sure that you have full imprints here in the country. The opportunities are enormous.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, took advantage of the panel session at the Nigeria-UAE Investment Forum to articulate, highlight, and project the strategic efforts and initiatives of his government to create a conducive, business-friendly environment for investments to thrive. Mr. Governor confidently posited that Lagos is business-ready and safety-ready to deliver on investors' expectations.
It's all around how do we ensure that the environment in which those investments are going to happen, how do we ensure that those environments are safe, they're secure, and they have the ability to receive those capital? How do we ensure that we can completely de-risk, the things that they don't need to begin to bother themselves about? How do you create that enabling environment for them to know that we're ready to receive those investments? And once the business to business have been done, where that is going to happen is ready to go. And that's why Lagos will continue to remain that center, right? We've got over 20 million people. I was explaining to His Excellency this morning that will have, he talked about our traffic, and I said, yes, that's one of, the costs and the benefit that we have. What have we done as a government? In the last 4 years, we've activated 2 rail projects, the red line, the blue line, which on a daily basis is moving hundreds of thousands of people from one part of the city to the other. We've also activated our waterways, I was explaining to them that we'll have a 450 million euro opportunity to ensure that 1/3 of Lagos, which is surrounded by water, we can move people from the waterways. We have over 4 or 5 million people that move from one part of the city to the other on a daily basis. How do we ensure that the bus rapid system, the rail, the waterways can all work together? Today, we have what we call the Blue Carry card, which about 5 million Lagosians are carrying the card. That card, you can use it on the bus, you can use it on the waterways, you can use it on the train. So as a single payment solution, you can effectively move around the city, without any problem. 4 years ago, on a sub-national rating, Lagos was at 27 in number on ease of doing business within the country. Last year, we're number 1, right? So in 4 years, you can see how well we've pushed to ensure that we're business ready, we're environmentally ready, and we're ready to take it. Just 2 weeks ago, we signed a commitment at one of the telcos that want to do about 30,000 kilometers of fiber optics in Lagos. That is also making Lagos ready for that digital space. And so we're business ready, we're safety ready, we're ingenious, we're ensuring that the cost of ensuring that you get your permits are reduced. We're ensuring that Lagos continue to receive all of our investments from international airports everywhere, right? So that's what we're doing. We're building the city. We're expecting that the city is resilient, is ready, is customer friendly, and is able to take those investments. Thank you very much.
And finally, from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and members of the Lagos International Financial Center recently launched the LIFC Phase 1 report in Lagos. The governor, who went down memory lane about the establishment of the LIFC, noted specifically that the launch of the first report shows the level of commitment and dedication of the council to sustain the goals and aspirations of the LIFC to deepen the financial space, not only in Lagos, but in the country at large.
When Obi and Ike and the rest, when we came about 2 years ago, we started, and they said LIFC. Not that I've never heard of financial center, but Lagos, Nigeria, it sounds very, very nice. It was a very nice word. And I felt, whatever it is, this thing looks very pretty, it sounds very nice. We should make it happen, so it wasn't so difficult for me to just get on it and say, you know what, we have to do it because it's Lagos with financial, it's very good, let's do it. Without knowing how deep these things we're going to get into. But I thank all of us for taking that risk. And for me, it's all about leadership, and it's all about having that confidence and that sense of togetherness to know that if you can dream it, if you can just envision it, then that means you can do it. And so that first step is always the very important and difficult one. And we have to back it up with an executive order. We have to back it up with all of the things that make us stand very well. And we've had this journey the last 2.5 years consistently. We've trained ourselves. We've had exhibitions. We've had dinners. We've had all sort of things. And what we're just saying that they've shown us, and Ike had talked about, it's just been very tough, hard work that the real work is just about to start again. So I'm happy that the City UK, under the UK government, saw the need to support us on the technical side and even on some financial side as well. But you know how it is? You have to also put your money where your mouth is. You have to show, that you are extremely very committed and you want to believe in the future that you see. But if you don't bake that future from today, it'll be difficult, like Ike said. If some people did not put together Nigerian Stock Exchange and the rest of it, we won't be where we are today. So institutions have to be built, but we have to also be able to say to ourselves that tomorrow, it's important for us, and we need to begin to lay those foundations. And it's the foundation that we're laying here today. Don't worry about who is going to get credit for it, right? The phase 2 of it, which is where we're getting to, like he said, we need to be getting to the finish line. A lot of people are going to run into it, and they make it look as if, you know what, we've been on it for a long time. It really doesn't matter. We're going to open up our arms, and we're going to allow a lot of people to come, because that's how it's going to work. I'm extremely very happy with the engagement you've made in the last 2-3 days, engaging our federal institutions. And we said to ourselves, I did not mention that. What would be the joy that if I leave this job in less than 18 months, how do we ensure that there's continuity? We've actually designed a model where the core civil service, both at the state and the national level, are fully involved. And guess what? We're training them so that it becomes an organic growth. So it won't be about me or Ike. It will be about an institution that we've developed, they'll be part of the concept, the design, and everybody should be able to work with it.
And that's a wrap from our comprehensive newsreel from the Governor's Office platform on this broadcast on TV Nigeria. Watch out for fresh updates on our subsequent broadcast on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Thanks for watching. The city of Lagos evolves, transforms, and experiences constant change for the better. Get involved. See you next week.